you still looking for a home in Orlando, Florida, and you're looking at new builds? Well, stick around because on this video, we're going to be talking about my favorite builder, and it's Toll Brothers, and we're getting to it right now. My name is June Kranick, and on this channel we do videos every single week of what it's like to live or to invest in Orlando and Florida in general. So if that's the information that you want to need, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and click the bell below so that you're notified every time we do a new video. We do videos every single week of what it's like to live, what it's like to invest, all things as it's related to Orlando and Florida in general. So if you're thinking about moving to Orlando or Florida in general, send us a text, give us a call, send us an email, however you wish to connect, because we got you covered when it comes to moving to Orlando or Florida in general. So if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that Toll Brothers is by far my favorite builder. I just love that whole brand. I love their builds. I just love Toll Brothers. I just do. I just think they're classy. And in fact, I've done multiple videos on the property in Lake Nona. And until recent, I was able to go in and I was able to film the model. I'm still working on getting a video of their newest model over there. And yeah, it's been no can do, which I'm really trying to work on that. And I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just done so well. And so recently I had a client call from out of state, and he was like, yeah, I'm looking at this community in Apopka and it's Toll Brothers. And I was like, oh, and Toll Brothers is typically $1 million, And so I was looking at it called the Oaks at Kelly Park. And so as I was looking at this area, this is like, I guess, a new part, or at least new to me, a new part of Toll Brothers brand in like that mid-range, which honestly, I want to say it's new, but I don't want to give any misinformation. So at least it's new to me. I know that Toll Brothers has always been that upper echelon, It'll say on the website in Lake Nona, starting at 700. Whenever it says starting at, you can add a couple 100,000. You add a faucet and you're at, 8, 9, $1 million. So, or a lot premium. So I called over there, and once again, the Toll Brothers experience, So I get a hold of this representative, and I've never called Toll Brothers and had a negative experience. I've never had a snooty salesperson. I've called other developers, or what I should say, builders, won't mention any. Lennar, what? And it's like, I'm a realtor, what do you want? I called, and the woman was lovely. And if I had asked permission, I would say her name, but I did not ask permission, so I will not. So I called and we spoke for a good long while, and I wrote down as many notes as I could, and she gave me a wealth of information. And I'm pretty sure that she said that this is kind of like that more affordable brand, so which is exciting, because Toll Brothers has always been kind of out of reach for some of us, myself included. So anyway, I made a plan to go over to the Apopka area, which, by the way, I want to show Apopka, the area in general. I want you to see where it's situated in the Orlando area, off the turnpike, off 429. So you can see it's pretty accessible. It's off highway, so that's always good. And Apopka is becoming quite the thing now because, of course, people are looking for areas to move to that aren't quite so congested. And then I also want to show a map of where exactly this community lies, and it is a mile off of the 429, and the 429 is off of the Florida Turnpike, just to give you a little frame of reference. So I drove out there and drove out when I pulled in, you know, it's just a lovely, quiet area. That's what it is. And I drove in, and right away you can feel it's a quiet community. And I went into the models, and unfortunately, the woman that I was speaking with, the representative, was out on the property, and she was working with clients that were buying a home. Now, imagine that. You know, I want to say that I have people reach out to me, and they're like, you know, the sky is falling, no one's buying, the world is coming to an end, no one's buying real estate. False. People are buying real estate. The market is not crashing. The market may be correcting, and it needed to, and in some areas, the bloated prices are coming down, which they needed to. But in Florida, they've just stabilized. We have not seen a dip. We have not seen a drastic drop in prices, and people are still moving here, and people are still buying. So people are not underwater in, you know, in equity unless they paid $100,000 over asking. I never recommended that as a good idea. And if they really wanted that home, well, you know, sometimes, you know, we pay for what we perceive a good value. And if that home was that important to them, well, then that was a good deal for them. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So I did not get an opportunity to meet my representative that I spoke with. But anyway, I did take an opportunity to go into the models. And again, I do love the way that they decorate their models. It's, you know, it's Toll Brothers. I always want to say Toll House because it's just Christmas, and I've got Toll House cookies on the brain. So anyway, so you walk in, and just beautiful. You know, it's open concept. The first thing I noticed is the kitchen, and I want to make mention that it's natural gas stove. I mean, come on. If you live up north, you're used to that. If you live in Florida, you never see that. Unless, what? You live in the bougie areas. Not for us average folks, you know? So that's a really nice little perk, is natural gas. Unless you don't want that, that's a huge benefit. So it's natural gas stove. Just the whole appointment of the place was really, really well done. Just the little touches, and quartz countertops, and just all of those are standard, of course. I just really love the way they decorated it. I did try to go out to the pool area and don't tell anyone. Somehow I set off the alarm. I don't know how. I opened the door and the alarm went off. So yeah, oops. So anyway, I continued to film. So you can see throughout that one was the Ferncroft farmhouse model, and I really did like it. I love the frameless showers, which are pretty standard now. Some of them are half frameless, I call, because they still have the silver. That's what I have. It's kind of a cheap on a frameless shower. I want to know what they call those bathtubs. They look like an egg. Anyway, just some really nice touches in these models. Just Toll Brothers. anyway, let me talk a little bit about, first of all, let me talk a little bit about the area. This is near Wekiva Springs State Park, which is good for what? Canoeing, which is what I never do. I'm not the outdoorsy type anymore, but a lot of people love that stuff. I mean, it's Florida. You also are near Lake Apopka, which is huge, and also there's like walking trails. There's walking trails in that general area. The HOA at this property is $127 a month. They do not have tons of amenities, which I'm never offended by that because I would rather not pay for amenities. I'd rather like not have to pay for something if I didn't necessarily choose that. They have a lovely pool and then a cabana and then an area for the kids, the end. I don't know if they're gonna add anything in the future, but that's all I saw. But you can see that the place is really well maintained. Something else I really wanna point out, and I know I say it every single time, the space in between the homes. Do not quote me on this, because again, I'm trying to really respect Toll Brothers. The reason why they don't want people filming is because people have like put it on YouTube and misinformation or been negative or whatever, which I would never, not on purpose give misinformation, but I believe it's 12 feet in between homes. You can see, as the film shows, there's a nice space in between the homes, which is a huge benefit. I think there's 3 feet in between mine and my neighbor's. Kind of sucks. So anyway, it is a lovely community. Just lovely. How many times do I need to say that? Usually I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, I don't see any bad or ugly, so I just call it like I see it. The last I spoke with this lady, this was last week, she said there were 24 home sites left. I'm sure that's low, that's less now, meaning there are probably less than 24 home sites left, but there's also gonna be 2 more phases, whatever they call those phases, phase 2 and phase 3, or phase B and phase C, I'm not sure. So there's gonna be more to come, and I do not know how many home sites there will be altogether once it's completed. So I would recommend this community big time. Now, another amazing thing about this, there are move-in ready homes. What? I haven't seen a move-in ready home in a couple of years. And in fact, there's a move-in ready home over there. There are people still waiting for their homes in Somerdale Park 2 years in. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be worth it, but yeah, people have been waiting. It's just how it's been. So they have certain home sites. And I know one time when I drove through, there was a sign and it said move-in ready home. So they build particular home sites that are specifically for that. So like you can get there and say, well, we're looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. We just happen to have one. Cool, let's buy it. Boom. So if you're relocating, you can buy a home and not have to rent something or stay in an Airbnb for 60 days or whatever. Yeah, that's a really nice thing. So that's happening again in Orlando, and I don't care. People say, oh, it's been so great for realtors. No, it has not. It has been a painful experience, and not only for consumers, because it's painful to see, your clients. It's just been painful. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about some of their homes and give you an idea of pricing and elevations and things of that nature, and just give you an idea of what they have. I didn't put up all of them because there's a ton. So I'm just gonna do the least expensive, the 3 least expensive, and then I'll do the 3 most expensive. But anyway, so the first one, and I'm gonna just put a couple little pictures up so you can see it's artist rendition, but it'll give you an idea. And they have different elevations, like the coastal elevation and different vibes, if you will. And so this one is the Jessup model, and it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,917 square feet, and I rounded it off to $417,000 instead of $416,999. So $417,000. Now, bear in mind, this is before any upgrades. Okay, so it is a 1 level with a 2-car garage. Now, let me go back to incentives because that just reminded me. Today is December 30th, 2022. So we're just about to, boom, go into the new year, right? She told me last week, so you can't hold me to this, they had some killer incentives. Now, there is some benefits to buying a home when everybody else isn't. Listen to what their incentives were. Either a swimming pool free. Now, a swimming pool, you can add another $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 plus to the overall price of your home. And I think I'm being conservative. I do. $30,000 is probably in 2015 because I haven't bought a swimming pool ever. I don't buy a swimming pool. So, or $80,000 in upgrades. I mean, you can really mack a place out. So those are the incentives. So if you're looking to buy a house, give me a call because that's some pretty good incentives. So yeah, wow. Again, there's a benefit. You know, people aren't buying houses because they're spending all their money on Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas, I bought a house. That's what I think, or Happy Hanukkah, whatever. So anyway, the next one is the Bridgeton. This is $478,000. It is a 3 or 4 bedroom, depending on the elevation, 2 bath, 2,080 square feet, 1 level, and it's a 2 or 3 car garage. Now this garage is a tandem garage where it's like 2 cars and then the tandem, it's do you know what a tandem? Maybe I'll show a picture of what tandem garage is, where it's like blocked. So it's like more elongated. And then the next model up is the Holden model, and it's $488,000. Still, for a, I almost said Toll House. For a Toll Brothers home, $488,000. It's either 3 or 4 bedroom, either 2 or 3 bath, 2,233 square feet, 1 story, 3 car garage. Nice. Yeah, like unbelievable. Those are, I mean, for $500,000, you are living in a very high quality home in a beautiful community with 12 feet in between you and the next neighbor, with customer service that's top notch. So here's the top 3 expensive. The Ferncroft model, which was, I believe, the model that first model, which was 2 stories, which is $580,000. Still not that bad of a price. It's either 4, 5, or 6 bedrooms, 3, 4, or 5 bath, big house, 3,316 square feet. So now keep in mind, these are before upgrades. So you can tag on another $100,000 or $80,000 in upgrades. You can tag on another if you go crazy. It's a 2-story and it's a 3-car garage. So this is yeah, I like the Ferncroft farmhouse. That's the one I like. Then there's the Holden farmhouse. That was the next one, which is $600,000. And by the way, I leveled it. It was like $599,999. $600,000. It was a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, which is that's a lovely. It's a nice one, which is only 1 level, so it's a big one. 2,307 square feet, 2-car garage. And then the next one is the Wellsford, and it's a coastal. So they have the different, like they have the farmhouse, the coastal, they have that different look. $700,000. It's a 5-bedroom, 5 bath. Wow, big house, 2-story, 3,310 square feet, 2-car garage. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, these prices for a Toll House, I keep saying Toll House. I have cookies on the brain from Christmas. For a Toll Brothers home, for that level, that quality, for that customer service, because their customer service is spot on. Like, they're classy. Yeah, to me, you know, whatever. I don't work for them. I don't get a kickback from them. I just really love their brand. That's what it is. I love their brand. I think they have a classy brand. So, and now they have a more affordable brand. So you don't have to be a bajillionaire or have to make, you know, a whole bunch of money to live in that kind of quality. And you can see from the neighborhood, it's just a lovely community. It really is. And it's not in a hustle bustle area. And I noticed that when I drove down the road, there was like, it looked like, oh, it was a flower, like a nursery. So it's this big acres of flowers. So it's not like you're gonna have a bunch of stuff there. So it looks like it's just gonna be kind of a quiet area, which is lovely. So I would recommend it. If Apopka is an area that you think is gonna be good for you, Apopka is really growing. It's becoming the place to go because it's not so crowded yet. Anyway, today we were talking about Apopka, and we were talking more importantly about Toll Brothers and their new brand. I mean, not their new brand, but their new mid-level homes. I should say, I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. But if that's not what you're looking for, you gotta let us know. You gotta reach out and let us know exactly what it is you're looking for so we can get those videos out to you right away. So remember, well, first of all, Happy New Year. 2023 is gonna be our year. So if you're thinking about moving to Orlando or to Florida in general, well, then send us a text, give us a call, send us an email, however you wish to connect, because we got you covered when it comes to moving to Orlando or to Florida in general. And we'll see you next year, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.